Today we've got some good news for PlayStation VR2 support on PC and maybe, I don't know, not so good or no news for PSVR2 owners on PS5. But let's break it all down. So you got here we on Road to VR website and they posted this article today. PSVR2 firmware update points to wired PCVR support, potentially freeing users from PlayStation 5. So what that means, I'm gonna tell you all about it, and I'm gonna break down this article in a minute as well, but I want to read it first for you so you know what we dealing with here. Sony announced last month it was bringing PCVR support to PlayStation VR2 sometime this year, although the company didn't specify how or exactly when this would happen. While we know closer to knowing when, all signs now point to a direct wired connection, holding a few implications for Sony's VR strategy. According to the latest PlayStation 5 firmware update, PlayStation VR2 now works without needing extended display identification data and DisplayPort compression, two things which were baked into the headset's firmware for use with PlayStation 5 consoles. Here's a hardware analyst and YouTuber Bradley Lynch, aka sadly it's Bradley, take on it. PSVR2 got a firmware update. I need to watch out to not click on it too much. PSVR2 got a firmware update with the latest PlayStation 5 update. It now works without bypassing this extended display identification data and DisplayPort compression, stuff that used to be necessary to get it work on PC. Based on that change, it looks like PC support will be directly plugged in and not streamed. Is Sony washing hands? We're gonna come back to that. As Lynch rightly asks, is Sony washing its hands of PlayStation VR2? It might be. Supporting PCVR through a direct TVR and not console-based streaming solution completely frees PlayStation VR2 from the PS5 ecosystem, letting users ditch the console entirely, which admittedly locks users into a fairly lackluster game catalog. While this sounds great for consumers in general, it might point to troubled waters for the company's VR strategy moving forward. Of course, Sony hasn't tipped its hand just yet, although it's clear that company is looking at it from a cost-cutting perspective, as it recently laid off 8% of Sony Interactive Entertainment, which shuttered its London studios Blood and Truth and, among others, reduced headcount at Fire Sprite, Horizon Call of the Mountain. Unlike Meta's Quest platform, Sony ostensibly hasn't subsidized PlayStation VR2 hardware in effort to recoup on cost with software sale, though putting suggested price at $550 headset, likely at or above the cost of production. Granted, we haven't seen the hardware cost breakdown, although it's at least clear that from the outset that Sony wasn't beholden to funding the sort of anchor content that it needed in order to convert a significant portion of 50 million PS5 owners. Provided Sony is really untangling PSVR2 from PS5, the company might even see it as a way to wind down its VR efforts. If instead the company went with a PCVR streaming solution that required PS5, it would only really provide choice to existent PSVR2 users and not attract new users from helping to flush its backlog of unpurchased stock, as Sony has reportedly post-production on PSVR2 due to low sales. So now we're gonna break it all down. Now, let me just give some disclaimers here. When I started doing this channel, I was really into PSVR. Now PSVR2, I really enjoying it. But with PSVR2 release, I said to myself, I'm not gonna be fanboying too much around. I am a fanboy. I want it to succeed, but I have to see it as it is. So, you know, if you gonna see me maybe talking a bit too negative, it's just how I see it. It's not, I'm not fanboying. I'm not trying to paint the town in rainbows. I'm trying to speak the truth as I see it. But anyway, so this article says that PSVR2 will be directly plugging into the PC, which is great. Quest, which I'm using for my PCVR, is using streaming solution, so you still need your Meta account. Yeah, you still have to have Meta app opened. If PSVR2 was losing the streaming solution, you probably would have to have somehow PS5 on while you're playing on your PC. I don't know how it would work. But thanks to the removal of those, let's say, gatekeeping gates, whatever you're calling it, now you'll be able to just plug and play. Coming back to Quest as well, the article mentioned that Meta obviously saying Quest at loss. And they made $1 billion, I think, or something like that in revenue, but they lost 6. So they're not making profit just yet. While Sony, even from the start of PSVR 2, they said they're gonna support it not at a loss, but at a, so they can at a profit. So what they saying it for, it's probably they're making some money out of it as well. Now, what I think what's gonna happen in this future, thankfully this channel will be safe, because I'll be able to still use my PSVR 2 even when or if Sony ends supports of PSVR 2 on PS5, which myself, I don't think they will end it. I think through PS5, it will support PSVR 2. I think maybe Sony got few projects still what's gonna release for PS5, or maybe they got cancelled, I don't know, but it does, all signs points out like things are quieting down, saying that it might get support as Vita did, which is gonna be all the indie developers publishing on this platform, and you don't probably see much from Sony. That's what I'm thinking. But anyway, with PC though, I don't know if how long you've been subscribed. For a while I covered Quest on this channel as well. And even though I only covered Quest for a little bit, some of the best views videos are my Quest video, because that's how popular the headset is. Saying that I didn't enjoy it because I don't like it as a standalone headset. I know there is no wired, but the games are just very, like if you played PC and PSVR even one, the games on Quest just feels like very, very last gen kind of mobile. It's like going from basically, let's say PS5 to PS2 games maybe. So I didn't enjoy Quest, and I know I never will, but saying that, I enjoying this headset for the PC. Most of PC headsets still using the Valve Steam bases, which you have to put around, and they kind of work like PSVR1 camera, and they track you not inside out. From inside out headsets, they are quite expensive, so Sony gonna have one of the best priced PC VR headsets. So now, what I do on PC as well, the power of the PC VR is the mods, the community, the different programs. I so enjoy playing at the moment Assassin's Creed Valhalla in 3D using VorpX. By the way, I need to upload my 3D profile for Valhalla. If you're using VorpX, I'm gonna try to do it. If I don't do it, if you don't find it, remind me in comments and I upload my 3D profile. Because I know it's not uploaded online, but I've got it, I made it. So, and it plays great, big screen in 3D, awesome game. I played Crash Bandicoot in full VR thanks to Unreal Injector VR mod. There's so many games that it can be enjoyed on PC. So, now I don't want to sound like it's all doom and gloom, but it definitely looks like Sony kind of might step away from PSVR, might let it leave, maybe even make some more. But definitely the big support like with PSVR 1 and even PSVR 2 at the beginning might be quieting down. Like I said, I'm just me as other YouTubers, most of them, we are just dudes, so we don't know that much. We talk to developers and stuff like that, but we know the, let's say, market analysis, or we don't have experience within VR. So me, from my perspective, as just a human, just like you, I see it as PSVR2 kind of having its last supported games maybe now in the development by Sony, or maybe we already had it all and that's it. That's done. Saying that PSVR2 is great, and what I think when it drops on PC, finally the reviews, especially from mainstream press, gonna be good, because it's amazing headset. It looks great. I know the sweet spot is a bit shit because they're using Fresnel lenses, but it's so much better display than most of headsets you can get, especially at this price on PC. And even when it comes to comfort and everything else, it's very, very good headset. I don't know how eye tracking gonna work on PC, if it's gonna work or not, but it's gonna be great PC offering. And once the mainstream press, let's say, gonna fire it up on PC, not using the PS3 screen to play games when it's all 1080p, looking a bit blurry, but fire it up through the Steam VR. You've got your own VR environment. It's all gonna look beautiful. The first impression is gonna be great. People be able to watch their YouTube VR. They be able to watch their VR videos, whatever videos they want to watch. They be able to play their games in 3D. Tons of mods. Steam VR, still being supported by some developers. So there is a lot to be enjoyed, but it just might be without PS5. Saying that, I'm glad that it's happened, so at least I still be able to do this channel for a bit longer and enjoy PC VR games as well. So, like I said, I'm not fanboying. I'm not trying to make things look better than they are. It's just how it looks to me. Also, past last year, since the PSVR2 release, there was the group of people trying to bring support of PSVR2 to PC, and they managed to do it using custom hardware and everything else. And now pretty much their efforts not gonna matter because Sony just done it anyway through the system update. But anyway, let me know what you think. That's all my take on it. Feel free to let me know in comment section what you think about it. For now, that's it. Big shout out to all the patrons, and bye.